Hi, welcome to our chemistry series, powered by Better Earth Theory. I'm Sharon, and today we're going to be talking about what is PVC. So, first of all, where do we see this thing, PVC? Well, it's in your pipes, it's in your toys and furniture, it's in medical tools, even, and also in building materials, and so much more. PVC is, well, it's a type of plastic and it's super stable, it's long lasting and durable. And it can be heated to be molded into all sorts of shapes, which is why even these like complicated, weird shaped, twisty pipes, they can be made using PVC. PVC stands for polyvinyl chloride. The word poly means many, so it's basically a chain of many vinyl chlorides, as you can see in this picture. A vinyl chloride is this small thing here. It's made out of two carbons linked together, the C's, and then three H's or hydrogens and one chlorine. So this is one unit of a vinyl chloride. And when we connect many of these vinyl chlorides together, we get PVC, or polyvinyl chloride, which looks like a chain of carbons, all the C's in the middle. And then attached to these C's would be the hydrogens and the chlorines, the Cl's, on the two sides. Now, this kind of complicated looking chemical or plastic, how is it made? It actually starts from being oil that is buried deep underground. The kind of oil that your parents put in their cars so that they can drive it. Just a different form of it. And from that oil, it eventually goes through many chemical reactions and all that to become the pipes in your home. So, how does this all work? Let's start with the materials. The very basic materials we're using is ethylene and chlorine. Ethylene would give us the basic shape already of that vinyl chloride, right? So ethylene can be made from ethane or other hydrocarbons, which is just a fancy word for saying components of the black oil underground. You know, that top left picture over there? That's how oil looks like. And combine that ethylene with chlorine, which comes from salt. We get our chlorine from table salt, actually, the one that you eat on a daily basis. The NaCl, or sodium chloride, has chlorine in it. So um, basically, through hydrolysis, they separate the sodium and the chlorine so that they can take the chlorine out and use it for this reaction. So now that we have the basic materials, we put them together and through another reaction where ethylene and chlorine are joined together to become vinyl chloride. On the top, we see that picture there. And then after we have vinyl chloride, we go through a process called polymerization, which means linking together all these single units of vinyl chloride into poly, or many vinyl chlorides, all connected together in a chain. After getting all these PVC chains, or polyvinyl chloride chains, factories most often make them into pellets. Pellets are basically these small, like round granules that kind of think of like rice, but just rounder and like a lot lighter. Um, so the PVC chains are formed into these plastic pellets. These pellets are then sent to a different factory to be made into something else. Enter molding. So those pellets that we just talked about, they get melted down and put into molds. So and then after you cool those things, they become the pipes and the toys that you play with. So how exactly does molding work? This is a super important concept of plastic. It's what makes it so cheap to make compared to other materials, because other materials like metals, you can't really mold them so easily into the shapes that you want. But with plastic, you can do it really easily, quickly. You can do like thousands of units at a time, which is what makes it really good and also really bad for us. The good part is it's super cheap and easy to fix into shapes that we need them as, but the bad side is we often make too much of it and then it starts to hurt the environment and all things like that. So, molding. This is one type of molding where we start with melting the plastic. So on the right, you see all those red pellets that are in this like funnel thing. So they're going down and they're going through these heating elements. So as you see, eventually they go from being granules to being this liquid. So there were shadows on the right side, but now you see just like a whole mess of like red all together on the left. They're like heated up like a hot liquid. This liquid is then put into a mold. So that like silver rectangle right there, that's actually a mold. So this red liquid, this red plastic liquid, goes inside the mold and fills it up. And after it fills it up, there's a cooling system that makes the mold cold, and therefore the plastic also gets cold and it hardens, and you can get the plastic out. There, you see it? So now that red thing out there, that would be the plastic part that we were trying to make just now. So this is part 1 of what is PVC. Thank you so much for being with us. And together, let's make Earth cleaner. This video was again powered by Better Earth Theory, a group dedicated to using youth education to fight plastic pollution. Thank you so much, and bye! We hope to see you again.